How are you guys doing? I don't know. The internet space has just been really boring, really quiet for obvious reasons. But guys, oh my god, how are you guys doing? I know that a lot of us are in our feelings still, and a lot of people just feel like, oh, some things should have not happened, or something. I don't know what it is, but guys, let's keep it moving, okay? Let's keep it moving. I feel like the silence on here is deafening. This, and I'm not just talking about like my YouTube channel. I'm just saying generally on the internet space, the silence is quite deafening, right? And I can hear it. Like I can literally hear it. And mine is bad because I have this personal connection with you guys, so much so that when something happens, you guys are running to my DM like, oh my god, better. In fact, I haven't responded to some DMs as at right now. Some people, oh my god, better, can I speak to you? Better, I really need to speak to you. I really need to, just a lot of messages. And I love it for me. I love it for my community. I love that, we have that whole oneness. I truly, truly, I'm grateful for it. Yeah. So I can understand if the mood is and trust me, guys, I am such a host. I am such a host, because I have tried as much as possible not to actually wear my disappointment on my face, and just do what I have to do. At the end of the day, we still need to complete the season, right? It is not over until it is over. It's not over until it is over. It's not over until it is over, but it will be over if NEPA carry this light because fuel not dey anywhere. Understand me? Fuel not dey anywhere. I don't know if people have fuel in your area, but there's no fuel in my area. All right. So once NEPA carry light, we end it there. We call it quits. Understand me? We call it quits. Because fuel not dey. I just hope I get some fuel before Sunday because if fuel not dey, we not go fit go live. You understand? Because it's really scarce and you have to like really queue. It's been frustrating. But anyways, the housemates just completed their dinner. They had their finalist dinner, with Ebuka. Ebuka had, Biggie had sent in outfits for them. By the way, they looked really nice. Even though I don't really understand the clothes they gave Missy. I mean, I understand the concept, but I just feel like that particular dress was totally not Imisi's style, right? There were outfits that they could have given to Imisi that will make her look really good and she'll be very comfortable in the outfit. But no, no. But anyways, they had the dinner. They got into the arena and there was Ebuka there. At first, of course, everybody when they see Ebuka, they just think an eviction is about to take place. It was so bad that Mensan literally searched Ebuka. Yeah, like he went and was touching him. Touching his pockets just to be sure that there was no, envelope hiding anywhere in his jacket and stuff like that. So, that happened. Ebuka was like, oh, no, 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 I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. Somebody, fuel, wetin concern dependence concern fuel. You don't know where you dey. You don't know the country where this be. I remember that leave you abeg. I don't talk and say to serve Nigeria is not by force. On that things how they play. Anyway, Ebuka got them to, settle down, just trying to tell them like, look, I'm not here for an eviction, it's the finalist dinner, let's just talk, let's just catch up, and then he was asking questions. Oh, by the way, Ebuka had told Imisi that she could speak for the period of time that they were having the dinner, but then after the dinner, when they go back into the house, her punishment of not speaking continues, right? So they had a moment, and whilst they were in the arena, Ebuka had told them to ask questions and all of that. Of course, Kola wanted to know how was our season, and I'm like, bro, you've asked this question more than 1 million times already. Find something else. Ask something else. What do you mean? Like, I'm tired of hearing how was our season, how was our season, how was our season, you know? Then, of course, everybody started asking one question or the other. To be honest, those questions, I was just waiting for somebody to say something, about the whole disqualification that happened. And thankfully, Jason J was that person. Jason J had asked, what Ebuka thought about, the disqualification that happened. And then Ebuka is like, oh, so first of all, we all need to understand that Ebuka is not Big Brother. Okay, I really want people to understand that, because sometimes, people get to drag Ebuka and it's almost like, bro, he's just the host. Okay, he's not Big Brother. He doesn't make these decisions with them. Okay, so when people are dragging him, Ebuka, why do you, like, mm-mm, mm-mm. And so he made that clear. And then, whilst they were talking, Ebuka now asked him, I think Ebuka had asked him, what he thought, when you experienced that, or when you heard the whole story, or when you watched the clip, because, Jason J was not there. How did you feel about the situation, And then he was like, he was really pissed when they played the clip, that he even shouted at Faith, like, that was too extreme and all of that. But, based off of things that have happened in the past, the fact that, oh, when they even, thank God, they even mentioned it by themselves, when, what's her name now? What's this girl's name, please? Zita. Guys, Better has zoned off. I promise you guys. Like, I have zoned off. But yeah, he was like, but Zita did something like that. In fact, she had poured noodles on somebody, and then Big Brother just gave her a double strike. That he thought that was what was going to happen. That as much as, yes, I know that that was extreme, but I also thought Big Brother was going to give him a double strike, right? Someone else also thought, I think it was K-Bobo, he also thought it was going to be a double strike, especially because, again, a lot of things had been happening in the house and all of that. Now, Ebuka now pointed to the fact, then when they asked Sultana, because again, I don't like to see this Zita apologized of a thing. You know why? If the noodles had burnt his face, an apology would not solve it. And please, Zita apologized the next day. Faith's issue happened today. He was disqualified today. Make it make sense. Stop typing this Zita up. Like, it's pissing me off. Like, don't write it again, please. Please. Stop writing it. Like, if that's what you think, just keep that particular, you see that particular Zita apologized line, you can type other things, I really don't mind. But you see that Zita apologized of a thing, stop saying it. Okay, because she didn't apologize that day. Don't make me lose my train of thoughts. Okay. So, Ebuka went on to say that when Zita's issue happened, Biggie had gone ahead to, okay, I'm just going to ignore. Yeah. Ebuka had gone ahead to say that when Zita had that issue with, what's his name? Ruboy. With Ruboy, Big Brother had given a final warning. And that was something that Sultana said whilst they were talking. Yeah. Sultana said, oh, that she just thinks that the reason Big Brother gave that verdict was because, he had given a final warning. And then it becomes like, exactly. That when Zita's thing happened, Big Brother had said final warning. And so basically what that meant was anybody else who decided to act a certain way, whatever you see is what you get, right? So that was where Big Brother was coming from. And so that's why, he did not let, whatever it was that Faith did, he did not let it slide. Because again, he had given like a final warning and all of that. Yeah. So that kind of explained. So they were basically trying to say, oh, Big Brother had given a final warning, anything else that happens, I'm going to act. Right. And then, Ebuka also went on to tell them that, look, you guys, you took a lot of peace, you guys, you took the peace a lot this time, like this season. As much as there's a part of the house where it's written, do the most, that a lot of them sort of, took the peace in his words. Right. That there were a lot of things Big Brother overlooked. And he did that because he had told them, do the most, just do the most. And so when they did things, Big Brother was lenient, Big Brother allowed them, Big Brother did this, Big Brother did that. But then of after he gave that warning of, oh, after Zita, whatever else, like final warning and all of that, Biggie just became like, if you do something, you leave, right? They had all of that conversation. In fact, there was a mini basketball that was, about to happen between, was between Dede and Imisi, right? There was a mini gbas goes there because Ebuka. So when they were saying, "Oh, Big Brother," they were asking Ebuka, that I felt like there were some people that should have made it to top 10, and all of that. I just feel like there were people. Isabella actually mentioned Thelma. She felt like, yeah, Thelma could have probably made it to the finals and all of that, but then just seeing that she left, that she was just trying to know, like, okay, how did we get here and all of that. And Ebuka was like, okay, to answer that question, which of you think you're not supposed to be here? Which of you think you do not deserve, being here? And then everybody's like, oh, no, I think I do. And so I'm like, okay, so why are you asking this question? Like, who therefore come out to put you, or who therefore you, like, would you have preferred to go home? Because some questions just don't make any sense to me. You find yourself in a position, just enjoy. Like, don't try to ask why you're there or how you, like, bro, I can't start explaining it to you. You're there. Just live in the moment. Stop this whole, like, oh, so why are we here? Why are they, like, that I swear Isabella today, she just asked some kind of mumu question. I'm just like, girl, keep quiet. Just keep quiet, girl. Like, you don't necessarily have to say anything, because I'm just like, girl, you're just asking a lot of questions that are irrelevant, in my opinion. You just ask, and I'm just like, Isabella, please, please. Anyways, after they had all of that back and forth, Imisi and Dede, I think they were arguing. Imisi was saying something about, oh, that Dede had said that she was living under the glory of Kola or something, or living under the glory. I don't know what that was about. And even Dede was confused, like, that doesn't sound like something I would say. Matter of fact, I was just speaking to Kola about this whole situation yesterday, about you and Imisi. And if there's anybody I have always said something, I've always said, oh, we'll get to the finals and be here, it's you, Imisi. So I don't understand what this is about, me saying that you're under Kola's glory and all of that. Like, Dede was legit confused. But Imisi kept on saying, no, you said it. Even Kola was there. Kola, Kola no gree talk. Oh. On our book, Kola for the problem. The girl, it was just like, he didn't say anything. Kola, gree talk. Oh. Then, they went back and forth, just asking questions here and there. Yeah, and then of course they had like the session where they went and sat on the cushion. Biggie had set that place up, like a mini lounge, and then there was a screen there. And Ebuka had started asking, okay, Isa, what's her name? Sultana and Sultana and Jason J. Like, what is happening here? Jason J, how do you feel about Sultana? What are your, like, what's gonna happen? And then guys like, can I come and speak? Like, I don't know, can I speak about it later? Can I speak about it later and all of that? And then Ebuka is like, no, you can come and speak to me. And then he stood up and went to meet Ebuka and was telling Ebuka about how, he just wants to get outside to see what's going to happen with his babe, because yes, he knows that a lot had gone on in the house and all of that. But that there's one thing he stood true to, is the fact that, he made it clear that he had a girlfriend, and he made sure that just one thing did not happen and all of that. And in my mind, I'm like, it just sounds to me like you want to eat your cake and have it. It sounds to me like you have an understanding girlfriend. You're just waiting to finish doing all the pork report in the house. Then you will now go outside and go and meet your babe and say, babe, please now, let's just continue from where we stop. Like, Jesse J, you can't really eat your cake and have it, you understand? And so when he finished doing that, he sha went back to his seat. Sultan Tuna said, Ebuka, please, can I also come? She went to meet Ebuka and started explaining how, because Ebuka was asking her, do you like him? What is this between the both of you? And then she just kept explaining that, she's living in the moment, that for her, she finds it very difficult, finding people attractive. And, yes, she likes Jason, but she would like to go outside and just see what this is about, right? For Isabella, she just kept asking questions about Kaikumi. I'm like, girl, what's going? What is a coin? What's happening? Like, is this about coin or is this about Kaikumi? Ebuka kept asking her, okay, so are you saying there's still a Kaikumi in the picture? She said she wants to have a conversation with him. Like, what is this? Like, are you in a, like, do you still like the guy? Ebuka was legit trying to find out. She go say, Kaikumi, oh no, I want to have a talk with him. If I had a dream last night that was in a gathering, in like a gathering, there were family there, and then there was Kaikumi there, and he was trying to say something, but then at that moment, Koi woke me up. Isabella, wake up! Thank God Koi woke you up, because, girl, what is this? Like, I just tired for Isabella today. When person go left, go right, come back, come nowhere, start from again. I'm just like, Isabella, please. Like, what is this? That you were sleeping, you were in a room with family. So as per introduction, he came to probably ask your hand in marriage or what? Because I don't really understand. I found that very hilarious. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Ebuka took turns to just ask them questions, Kola, what is it with you and Dede? He explained that, oh yes, the girl had told him that, she was in a relationship outside of the house, and yes, he's attracted to her, he's not going to lie about that. He just kept on talking and talking about it. And then there was a mini gbasgbos between JCJ and Kola, because when JCJ was speaking about, Dede, he was trying to sound like, oh, we're just friends and all of that. And then Kola's like, bro, it was more than just friendship, okay? It was more than just friendship. I feel like you liked the girl, but then because, she didn't want anything and all of that, that kind of got you upset and all of that. I don't think that it was just friendship for you, Jason. I think that you really liked her. I think that you did this. I think that you did that. And then that was really pissing Jason off. Jason was now asking Ebuka for just 60 seconds. Because again, it was Jason that had asked a question. He was trying to explain. And I'm just like, Kola, give it to him, because all this is explaining. Now, like, if to say they give him small green light, Baba for don put fire, Baba for don put head. So all this whole na lie. I like that Kola did that. It was really interesting to listen to Kola saying that to his face, not necessarily, and then that really pissed Jason J off. He wanted to really get back at Kola, because again, what he said after that time did not really relate with what he was saying before. It's just, oh, so Kola said this, me too, I must give him back. You understand? So he now said, I think that Kola is just a kiss ass, and he talks a lot. He's a talkative person. He does this, he does this. He takes the piece. Whoever is is head of how. I'm just like, guy, this one not really enter. This thing where Kola talk, it really enter your body. It really enter your body. Nothing where you want to tell me. So this your comeback wasn't really coming back. It was going back, going up. I mean, going left, whatever. But it just wasn't a good comeback. They had that moment. What else happened? And then of course they started watching their clip. Ebuka took turns. Well, Biggie at this point took turns to play like a clip. The same clip where when a housemate is evicted, they'll play just a summary of their stay in the house. He played all of that for each of them. And then he'll ask them a question based off of the video and all of that. Imisi was so excited to watch hers. And Ebuka is like, girl, we had so many versions of you in this house. Like, when your housemate saw your picture, it dawned on them like, this girl, what do you have to say about that? And Imisi said she has 4 personalities. Imisi said there's Imisi in, I don't know if it's Imisi in Ikorodu and Yola in Yaba. There's this one in this place. And then there's this person in Big Brother's house that even she herself does not even understand. Ah, Imisi Oluwa. She said she has 4 personalities, oh, and that is not even a thing of the house, just generally, even outside, that she has 4 personalities. I'm like, girl, that's a lot of work, oh, keeping up with all of them. Now you, Biko. Now, the thing really tire me. I said, Imisi, 4 personalities? Must be a lot. She said there's Imisi of this place, there's Eniola, then there's this person. Even she's a surprise. Say this 4th personality day. You understand? It was so funny. Um, so Tana, they just asked her about, okay, the whole fact, asking her if she liked Jason, and then she said, oh, she really wants to go outside. She doesn't want to say anything now until she gets outside there. K Bobo as well. Oh, by the way, when they were playing the clip, well, yeah, then she said it lived it in her. When they were playing K Bobo's clip, they had played the part where he received the call, where he bought immunity. And then the housemates were like, oh, it makes sense now. It makes sense now. I mean, he had to do what he had to do at the end of the day. They also, because even Kola was still trying to find out, Ebuka, I never told anybody the conversation. I still don't understand the punishment. And Ebuka still told him the same thing that I have been saying since the day he had the punishment. He literally told Imisi, I cannot tell you what the question was, but just know that whatever it was, I declined. That part of the sentence, I declined, that part of the conversation, is a part of what they told you not to say to anybody. Yes, you did not tell her what the question was, but yes, you told her you declined, right? And that was a part of it. I just don't understand why that's so hard for him to get. You keep saying, no, I did not tell anybody, I did not tell anybody. And that's the problem. When you talk too much, you will not know when you've said some things, because he doesn't even have an idea, no clue whatsoever that he said that, right? Like, he doesn't even know that. Anyway, by the time they finished watching their clips, Ebuka was now like, oh, they were like, oh, I think it was Dede that asked the question. Dede had said, can you describe us in one word? Just all of us, just describe us in one word. And let me just go over it because I wrote it down. Give me a moment. So he started with Kola, right? And then he said for Kola, vulnerable, especially because as much as the house space just felt like, what is he still doing with Dede and all of that? Like, he's a very vulnerable person, so that's one word that comes close to describing, Kola. And so for Dede, he mentioned strict, and he said it's not in a bad way, strict more like a compliment, because she came to the game, she told us this, and she tried her best just to stand by it, right? For Mensan, he mentioned emotional, because again, we all know that Mensan really, really, just poured out his emotions. He wore his emotions on his sleeves. Every little thing, the guy is crying. So yeah, emotional. For Isabella's own was very apt for me. Isabella's own, when he said carefree, before he even said it, me and my sister were already shouting, the girl now, I don't care. I don't say your papa. So she's more of an I don't care person. But if there's one thing I know about Isabella, is the fact that she doesn't really tight things to her chest. Do you understand? Like, she doesn't do it. So when he said carefree, I'm like, yeah, very true, very correct. Okay. For Koyi, he said self-assured. And I kind of believe that, because every time you listen to Koyi speaking, he's telling you how he's the real deal. Whether you like it or not, I'm that guy. Like, I am him. He is me. So whether you believe Koyi or not, whether you agree with him or not, one thing he made sure to keep doing throughout the season was just telling you that, look, I am the person you are waiting for. I'm the person you guys have been looking for. That type of thing. Like, he never held back. For K Bobo, he had said to K Bobo that you came to the house sort of to discover yourself, right? To discover yourself. You were very open-minded. You really wanted to know a lot of things, learn a lot of things. And so like he would mention, please like the video. Pamela has been shouting, please like, please like. You people are not answering her. Tap on my face 2 times. Don't worry, it's not a ritual. Just do bang bang. Bang bang. Please tap on my face, okay? T for thanks. Okay, so for Imisi, he said immersive. That's so deep. You know, that's really deep. Because Imisi lived in the game. I don't know how best to explain it, but the girl was just like at no point did she lose guard in terms of just being in character. Being in character, you know, at no point did that happen. She was very in tune with her environment. She knew that she was in a game, and at every point in time she never lost track of that, you know. So when he said immersive, I'm like, okay, not bad, not bad at all. And then of course for Sultana, you know, he mentioned say put your face one place, tap anywhere, no disturb me. For Sultana, he mentioned complex, right? Complex in the sense that, you know, there were just a lot of layers to Sultana that, you know, we got to realize as the show went on. You know, so Sultana was not particularly that person that, you know, once you meet her, you know about her and then that's it. You know, it's like today she can just show you one part. And then he also talked about how like nobody would have really expected that Sultana would be in that scuffle, you know, with Faith. Like on a good day, you know, when something happens, she would walk away from the situation and all of that. But, you know, just her showing different sides to her, you know, sort of explains complex. And then for Jason J, you know, last but not least, he mentioned determined. You know, from the beginning of the game, the guy was really determined, like he knew why he was in the house and all of that, yeah. Now, by the time they finished all of that, yeah, um, Ebuka now told them, housemates, please stand. I say, Ebuka. Yeah, Ebuka. What's happening here? Please stand. And then he brought out the black envelope. I'm like, guy, what's going on? What's happening here? And then he was like, oh no, it's a psych. You know, he was whining them. There was no eviction, right? There was no eviction whatsoever. So yeah, that's basically what happened, you know, with the dinner. It was quite interesting. Um, as much as, you know, they were all trying to just find out what's happening on the outside. Oh, what's even Isabella was trying to figure out what name they're calling she and Coin. I'm like, girl, is that what you should be worried about? So what are they calling us? You know, they always have sheep names. I'm like, okay. Okay. Anyways, let me see if I can quickly read this to you guys. It's a letter from the faithfuls, the faith, yeah, it's on Faith's handle, Faith's page, right? So it says, to our ever supportive faithfuls, as we all know, Faith has been I'm reading, like literally reading the notes, yeah? As we all know, Faith has been disqualified from the Big Brother Niger house. This decision has left us deeply distraught, especially as it came without any prior public warning or even a strike, as is customary with other housemates, to at least caution them. All his work and efforts gone without a warning. Through it all, we choose to walk with grace, comforted by the strength of you, faithfuls. You are the ones who looked beyond Faith's flaws and embraced the amazing human he is. You followed his journey, admired his discipline, and celebrated his resilience. As for Faith, we would like to assure you that he is now with us and we will protect him at all costs. Seeing the world turn blind to everything positive you have done and only condemn you is not something easy to handle. Faith is a happy child, and we will ensure he rises from this. Does he need self-evaluation? Yes, he does. It's written here. Like, I'm really not adding anything. Okay? Yes, he does. Like every flawed human. For 9 weeks, Faith worked hard and gave us a show. He stood firm when he was shut down and backed his words with actions. He has worked so hard to be where he is at 25, and this is only the beginning of greatness for him. Chaos, I think there's a line there that I cannot see, but another line says, chaos or no chaos, we always win. So I feel like this is self-explanatory. Yeah. Okay. I feel like that's on the notes that I would like to end this live stream. And thank you to my sister who, sent me that right now. Very timely, because I literally just got that from my sister. She knows I'm live, and that will be something that I would really want to talk about. So yeah, she forwarded it to me right now. Okay, so yeah. Thank you, Pascaline. That's my sister, by the way. Yeah, for sending me this, because I probably wouldn't have seen it until after this live stream, but it came in really in good time. So yeah, I thought I should read it out to you as well. Okay. All right, guys. On this note, oh yeah, they're telling her, yes, thank you, my sister. Thank you. Okay, so on this note, I would like to call it a wrap. Thank you guys so much. Better light they Ghana. We will host you. Nepa no carry my light. Better, when is our next family meeting? I think that will be on Sunday. After the, to be honest, I don't know if I will keep doing videos or videos or videos. I might just keep coming live, to talk. But if I need to do a video, of course I'll do a video. But other than that, anytime people see me, please just take it like that, okay? But we will, again, like I said, if I get fuel before Sunday, then yes, because I don't know how the lights will be. I don't want to be streaming and then they take it, especially with the live eviction, like I said, live eviction with the finale. I'm thinking that would take about 2 hours or so. So hopefully I get fuel to last us for Sunday. But other than that, we will definitely meet on Sunday as well. And then after the why do I keep saying live eviction? After the finale, we then gather and just have a conversation. Okay? Okay. All right. Do take a trip to Ghana after the show. You deserve a break. I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And yes, I'm getting better. I feel better today, even though I still have tons of medication here. Like, oh my goodness, it's just a lot. But I love you guys so much. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay. Thank you for joining still, because I know, again, the mood is really, but yeah, thank you for being here. I love you guys. Okay. Bye.